Hi, Mr. Hoyt. This is my third reflection video, and this one's on the Columbian Exchange. So basically, these sources help me see that the United States history started way before Jamestown, and there's so much more to it. For example, Ted Wilmer, in a navigation, The Age of Exploration, I felt was urging us to, quote, stretch our boundaries a bit, end quote, and recognize that, quote, Jamestown was not even the first European settlement on this site, end quote. Spanish efforts came earlier, proof that U.S. history was shaped by multiple empires, not just the English. I connected directly this with Alfred Crosby's The Columbian Exchange, which he basically shows how germs, not just guns, changed the Americas. For example, quote, the crucial factor was not people, plants, or animals, but germs, end quote. The massive death toll among indigenous people gave Europeans the upper hand and transformed the land both ecologically as well as socially. I connected these both sources to Christopher Miller's in the Americas to 1620 and connects how Columbus to the Spanish Reconquista, who versatilely notes that, quote, Ferdinand and Isabella agreed to equip 3 ships, end quote, just after defeating the Moors in 1492. And he explains how Native Americans initially viewed Europeans through spiritual trade systems, not just as landowners. For example, quote, to the Indians, neither furs nor the land was considered property, end quote. Together, these sources, as well as the other ones that I incorporated in my thought process, basically they argue that U.S. history started through movement, misunderstanding, and exchange, not as a single bounding movement. And exploration wasn't just discovery; it was also came with the aspect of destruction, and not destruction, but more like this disruption, not destruction. Well, as well as destruction. And personally, this helped me connect U.S. history with Latin American history. The Spanish were central to both. As Wilmer says, we often forget that, quote, the Spanish had built one of their own settlements in 1570, end quote. When Latin American history, Spanish colonization and indigenous survival are front and center. U.S. narratives often skip that part, and that's something I've noticed from living both in the U.S. as well as in Latin America. Which all in all, shows me that our histories are more connected than we think, and they're shaped by the same ships, crops, diseases, and overall the same misunderstandings a lot of the times. Understanding that makes the story more complete as well as complex. Thank you.